Tell me your Bill Burr story.
So about 10 years ago, it sounds about right time-wise, one of my brothers was having a birthday party, and my stepmother was there, who was obviously married to my mother, not my real mother, but my stepmother.
Who was married to your father.
Yes, but who I grew up with.
Right.
And my stepmother said to me, do you know who Bill Burr is? Now, at that point, I'd never heard of Bill Burr. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a comedian or he could have been the guy down the street.
Right.
And she said, well, he's this comedian, da-da-da. And I think I even somehow called up a picture on a phone. And I kind of noticed right away, like, gee, he really looks like my father. Bill Burr looks more like my father than Bill Burr looks like me, or I look like Bill Burr. So I said to my mother, like, well, why are you asking me this? You know, I thought maybe the first thing she was just going to say, oh, he just thought you noticed the resemblance. She goes, I think it might be one of your father's illegitimate children. Bill Burr might be one of the children that your father sired in his days on being a traveling musician. This is a true story. I'm not making up. There's no joke in this. This is a true story. I've never told this anywhere, honestly.
Wow.
So I said to my stepmother, I said, okay, that sort of works. And I looked at Bill's age, and we're similar age. And my father did once tell me that I had a half-brother named Bill, who was basically born around the same time as me. He told me on my 18th birthday. This is all totally true. I swear to God. Bottom of my heart, cross my heart, hope to die. So, yes, I see your face. So I said, well, how many other possible illegitimate children does Daddy have? Because he did tell me about this one Bill. And again, I didn't know that Bill was a famous comedian. He could have been a guy just working down the street at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, or whatever. I had no idea who he was. None. Zero. And she goes, I think there's 12 total. Well, he was a traveling musician.
With a load of sperm.
Well, God bless on that. So I've never brought it up. I certainly know people who know Bill. And I've never gone to them, but I did. The one thing I did do was I went and looked up Bill's history, and saw I think he was raised on the East Coast, Boston, something like that. And it says these are his parents, and his life looks pretty normal. If I'd seen like he was adopted or maybe something, but so I've never brought it up. But when you came up to me today talking about Bill Burr,
Bill Burr, because show the both pictures. Should we call Bill Burr and tell him the story?
I don't want to be made fun of by Bill Burr. He's very funny, and I really don't want the psychological darts in my heart. So,
because I can call him. I have his number.
All respect to Bill Burr. He's obviously very talented, very funny.
You showed me, I was telling you about this, and you showed me a picture of your father.
Okay, and what was your reaction?
Oh my God. Can we post a picture? Can we show a picture of your father?
There's you can find ones that do look like Bill Burr, but I mean there's a bunch of him playing with me and stuff like that. So, but the one I showed you, the reason I showed you that one because I wanted you to have that reaction. When I first saw Bill Burr, and again, when I first saw Bill Burr, I'd never heard of him, seen him.
Is this a possibility? We got to get both of you to take a 23andMe.
But just let me finish the one thing. The first time I ever saw Bill Burr's face, again,
right.
I had no idea who he was.
Okay.
He could have been the guy next door or the most famous comedian on the earth. I had no idea. The first time I saw his face, I thought, oh my God, he looks like Daddy. Like I had an immediate reaction. And anybody that is in my inner circle that knows this story, anytime they ever, and obviously people knew my father, when I go, doesn't Bill Burr look like Daddy? Or what do you think? And they all have the same reaction, like, oh my God, he really looks like your father.
What is the name of your father? What was the name of your father's band that he toured with?
He had different bands. None had any kind of renown.
Wow. Do you know what club he played in the Boston area?
Shakey's, Shakey's Pizza.
Oh my God, wait till I tell Bill about his mom.